Hello. This video is kind of going to be all over the place. If you're new to my channel, you know I don't really write anything down or have like a script. I have a topic and I kind of just go off of that. Um, yeah. So what the modern gaming world, like the modern day gamer, modern day gaming, there's a lot of things that are wrong with it. Um, and one of the things that I've been seeing this generation is that we're obviously getting games that aren't fully made. And there's a reason for that. And when I say fully made, like obviously the game is fully made. There's the start and the middle and the end, like Star Stories and like, but it's not fully made in the sense that there's updates still need to come out. Sometimes the game is like half made where there's so many issues. Games like Cyberpunk that came out a while back. That's just one, good example. Um, so, the reason for this is that it takes longer to make games, so they obviously everyone has a deadline, and then they can obviously come out with updates where in previous generations, like obviously going back to the 90s and even the early 2000s, there wasn't really updates. It was just what you got is what you got, and hopefully what you got was good. But the funny thing is, back then there wasn't really a lot of issues within the game. There wasn't as much technical issues. Some might argue that there maybe was, uh, but it was easier to make games in a sense. So because it was easier to make games, you would get a game that is more finished. So I guess that's kind of what logic would tell you, right? Now games are obviously more complex to make. There's better technology. I guess the word better is subjective, but definitely graphically, we can say that it's better. Performance and all those things. But because of that, game companies and studios, they want to try things that are a bit more complex and harder to do, and there can be many mistakes with that. And because there is mistakes, a lot of times there has to be patches that come out, and it's like you're kind of getting like a half game sometimes, and this can be a good thing and a bad thing. And another thing I've noticed as well is that, again, video games are taking longer to make, especially with the pandemic. That's a whole nother topic, but we're not really getting, how do I say this? We are getting quality, but it comes with a price. Literally and figuratively. Literally in a sense that games are costing more to make, and especially if you live in Canada like me, new games that just get released, AAA games, are literally 89.99 with the tax. It's actually 94 something. $94 for a brand new game. Like that's just insane, right? And that game could be 6 to 7 hours long. And then there's no online. You're just paying $94 for a single player game that's not even 10 hours sometimes. Sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's multiplayer, and obviously all that stuff. And that's a good thing. But is the price still good for that? I would say no. People want to pay, probably, they would pay that much for a game like Grand Theft Auto that's coming out. Although I don't play those types of games anymore. It's just something to think about. Because people say, "Oh, a game like Grand Theft Auto, okay, well, there's so many things to do. It's an open sandbox game. There's always updates and free. You can get your money's worth in a sense of years of updates to come, but out of the box, it's not worth $90. Or I think it's $70 in the States. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's around $70. So games are getting more expensive because they're more expensive to make. So they're going to charge you more. But then you're only getting a half game sometimes that's not even complete. So is it really worth the money? So these are things to think about because we live in a day and age where information is always getting more. Sorry, not information, but technology is getting more advanced. Yet we're not really getting what we should be getting, if that makes sense. It's almost like, in a weird way, developers are getting lazy, but it shouldn't be like that, right? That's why games are only like they're half done sometimes, right? But they have deadlines, and with the technology they have, you would think it would be easier to make games, but it's actually harder and it costs more money, obviously. And we're getting to a point now where graphically games are looking so good. Games like God of War Ragnarok, Horizon 2, Forbidden West. I guess the next GTA that's coming out. I don't even like to talk about GTA. I'm completely against those types of games now, just because of the stuff that you can do in it. Um, but yeah, there's just the modern gaming world, and then there's the modern gamer, of course. This could be a separate video, but I'll put it in this one. We're so critical about. This is kind of like it's not going to contradict what I just said, but we're very critical of what we get. Let's say the game isn't half done, and it's a perfect game, perfect in a sense, again subjective. A game graphically looks great, story is long, characters are great, online is great. People will still nitpick on the smallest little things. Like we're so spoiled as gamers, or I think we just live in a more spoiled world now in society as it is when it comes to entertainment and all these things. And yeah, we nitpick about the littlest things. No one's ever satisfied anymore. It's just because back in the 90s and before all these newer consoles came out, man, we were so satisfied with the smallest things, playing Mortal Kombat just 1v1 and with the physics of that game, and it was Super Mario, and like now we have so many complex games and it's amazing. Although yes, it costs a lot, and but yeah, we complain about so many things. It's with the yearly Call of Duties, people complain, and I get it. There's not a lot of change in Call of Duties, and you're paying same amount of money. I mean, first of all, you have a choice if you want to buy it. You can stick to the old game, but eventually that becomes obsolete. So yeah, the modern gaming world and industry is just not. There's some pros and some cons to it, but a lot of the time there's more cons than pros now. I'm not a person that asks for a lot in a video game. I just ask that it graphically looks pretty decent, especially if you're on a newer console, and the gameplay is solid and it's fun. It's really about it. And obviously the technical side. So like, but it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Like I've never played a bad Call of Duty game. Some people might think that's crazy because people will say this Call of Duty is bad, this Call of but if Call of Duty isn't changing that much drastically most of the time, besides there's not times like Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare, there's those times where it did. But if it's typically not changing a lot, then why are you complaining that a Call of Duty is bad if you're saying they don't really change? You know what I mean? But when they do change, they have an issue. So it's like I just feel like the gaming community they can't be satisfied with what they have, and it's like we want so much more and we want all these new things, but yet we're still not satisfied, I guess. I don't know. It it's almost like we've gone so far with technology and what games are now, and like the game developers are trying to do new things, and it's like we're forgetting about what makes a game fun. And if we can go back to what's fun, then graphics and the technical side of games and how it runs, although these things are important, of course, that we should consider them. But the whole reason we play video games, I like to think, hopefully, at least for me, the reason why I got back into gaming this February after a few years of not really playing as much, is that it's fun, right? Um, that some people use it as an escape, escapism, healthy distraction. It could be bad sometimes, could be good. Some people are addicted, and I would say obviously that's bad. But no, we should be playing games because they're fun. And if you're playing a game that's fun, then it's a good game, or it should be a good game for you. If you're just paying attention to the graphics and all those things are great, graphics it could be a really good game graphically. The technical side could be good, the story could be good, the gameplay could be even decent. But if it's not fun, then it's not a good game. It's not gonna be a good game for you. If even if it has all these other things, right? Um, so I don't know. That's kind of my video. Let me know what you think. Your opinions on the modern gaming world, the state of gaming. Um, yeah, we're not really getting things the way they should be. But yet at the same time we are. It's a double-edged sword. I guess that's the best way I can put it. I'm not saying everything is negative in the gaming world. Although, did you hear about the new PS5 Pro that $700, and I think it's 800 around in where I live in Canada. If you want, especially if you want the disc drive and the what do you call it, the stand. So I don't know what Sony's thinking. It's crazy. I don't know if I in Canada right now. I bought my PS5 Slim back in February. I think it was around $650 almost at Best Buy. So I don't know why it's still so expensive, and they're charging this much for a Pro, and it doesn't have too many new features. I barely tell the difference between what they were showing between the regular PS5. Wow. It's just crazy. Things are so expensive, and yeah. Anyways, that's my video. Hope you enjoyed this little rant. Um, yeah. All right. Blessings. Bye.